Ashley Ram, and this is my children's literature project video. So I'm studying to become a kindergarten teacher, so I chose that age group for my project. Materials needed for my lesson plan are, I have these sheets right here to make a book. You can see, I'll put it closer. A box of crayons and a pencil for them to fill it out with. I would start by talking to the class about all the body parts, our arms, our feet, our legs, our whole body, our fingers, and we'd talk to the class. I'd ask if anyone had any times they wanted to share when they use their hands, their feet, or everyday things that we use all these body parts for. Then I would teach the class how to measure with crayons. So this is an important part because it's part of the book. So I'd open up a box of crayons and I'd demonstrate either on myself or I'd grab a student to demonstrate on. Take a crayon, and how you measure is by going like this, and then you just keep going. So 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Teach them how to measure with the crayons. Once I've taught the students how to measure with crayons and what all our body parts are used for, I would read this book. It's called My Two Hands, My Two Feet, and basically it's a two-sided book. So we got my two hands and my 2 feet. So we'd start with this side, and this girl takes us through her day and tells us all the things that she uses her hands for. She uses them when she's stretching, she uses her arms, she uses her hands to rub the soap in on her hands and to clean her hands. She can put water in her hands and make a cup of water. And she can put something inside of her hands when she closes them. It just goes through all the things that she can do. She can hold hands. And then she's laying down next to this other girl. And that's when we flip the book because it'll be upside down. Then we go to My 2 Feet. And for this part, it's the other little girl going through her day, how she stretches her feet and her legs and all this stuff. She can walk with her rain boots and dance with her feet. And after we get through that side, I would ask the students we could talk about the book, what they liked, if anything is similar to their own lives. We're done reading the story, and the kids talk about all the stuff that they can relate to in their lives. I would hand out these books. I would pre-assemble them just because it took me a while to do it myself, so I know that kindergarten, they might have a little bit of trouble trying to get this together. So I'd hand these out to each student. First thing they do is put their name right here so they know whose book it is, and I would pass out the crayons, and probably just a couple per table or section, and I would ask them to make sure that they help each other with measuring themselves. Sometimes it's hard to measure a whole body by yourself, so I'd tell them to work together in groups, whoever's next to you, across from you, something like that. And inside this book, it says, here, I'll read it first. So it says, I have an arm. My arm is blank crayons long. So they'd fill in that, and then it says on the bottom, my arm can blank. So you'd say, my arm can bend or something, and then maybe they draw a picture of them doing that right here. So they'd go through the whole book. We have arm, hand, foot, leg, body, and finger. After the book is finished and they have all the blank spots filled in and all the pictures drawn of what they do with their body parts, I would have a separate section. Either I'd hang them up or I'd put them down at a table for during independent reading time. They can read each other's books and see how each of them are different in their own ways and see what everyone else does with their body parts. As a take-home activity, I would probably make sure the students, tell them that they can measure all different family members, their parents, their siblings, even their dogs, anything, and see how everyone's different. And as you grow older, your arms and your fingers and your feet, everything gets bigger, everything gets longer, and so they can compare and contrast how different everyone's are. The assessment that I would use after the activity would probably be to make sure that the students are holding the crayons and measuring the proper way, and that they know all the various body parts and they know what each body part can do. What I would like to get from this assignment would be for kids to see how people are similar and different, and also so they develop some physical skills. So this book is adorable. I love it, and I think it's great for a lesson plan, and there's so many other lesson plans that you can use for this. So many other books that can go along with this and make them even more meaningful. And I just think it's a great assignment, a great way for kids to learn more about each other and more about their body and how they use their body parts every day. And that's my children's literature project. Thanks.